Gakdeng. She is a forward on UNC women's basketball team, and today we're talking about beauty and basketball. Maria, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, girl. So, we're filming right now. It's actually the finals going on. We were just talking about that. Lynx versus New York. You're on the Lynx side. But, yeah, we're just talking about just the growth of women's basketball. There's been so much surge this year. What are your thoughts on just the overall growth of the league?
I absolutely love how much the game has grown. You can see it in the numbers, the viewership, how many players are combined into women's basketball, especially players like Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, but also Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, players like that who have been in the league have been making an impact. So I'm glad that they're getting the recognition that they deserve. Also, the rookie class this year has been phenomenal. The things that they've been able to do and accomplish. So I'm just really proud of everyone.
Just talk about the marketability of women's basketball. I feel like the girls are running the show now instead of the boys. Talk about that shift in culture.
I think it's been a huge shift. I love how much people are buying into it, but also like the players themselves are being authentically like them. I think that's the biggest thing. I feel like everybody being themselves has been the biggest inspiration. I feel like the marketability has grown so much. I feel like before the viewership was not as high, obviously, but when players are being authentically them, being like who they are. I was talking about DJ Carrington earlier, how much I love her and her girlfriend Alyssa Smith, and just like displaying their not just their lives on the court but off the court. Like that's been a huge thing as well.
Do their looks ever inspire what you bring to the court?
Yeah, definitely. I look up to players like when it comes to fashion. I love Rakia Jackson's outfits, Cameron Brink, Nika Mule, not freshmen, the rookies. The rookie class has been great. Also Angel Reese, obviously, right. But also like Dejanay Carrington, amazing fits. I love them. Yeah.
Do you think that women's basketball is now more marketable than the men's game?
That's a good question. More marketable. I feel like, yeah, I feel like over the past year, especially within college basketball, but also a professional level, the women's side has been growing a lot more and a lot faster. And even we could even see in like this past March Madness, more people were invested in the women's side than the men's side, and I think that was a huge testament to how much has grown over the past year.
Just the expansion of the league too. Like they're building 2 or 3 more teams, I believe,
3 now, yeah,
in the next couple of years. Yes. So with beauty standards just shifting drastically, now beforehand you couldn't wear nails, lashes, have wigs on. Talk about how it's helped you in your game to be able to now be more individual and like showcase your character.
I think it's been great. Individually speaking, I would say that I was kind of nervous like doing that in the games, like kind of standing out, doing different hair colors when I first started playing, like trying new hairstyles, nails, lashes, all that. I feel like people would use that as a way to be like you're distracted from the game and it takes away, but I think it adds to it. Honestly, it makes you feel like when you look good, you play good. I think that's the main thing. So I feel like a lot of girls can relate to that. That makes them feel better when they play.
When did you start expressing yourself on the court?
I would say more around my junior year, like when I first came here. I feel like I felt more comfortable expressing myself on the court. I would say my sophomore year, I had like little glimpses of that. I started wearing the one leg sleeve. I started doing like lashes, but I feel like this past year season, I did a lot more like hair colors, a lot of like branching out within that, and I felt like a lot of like I loved it, but also like the fans loved it, the supporters loved it. They would always like look forward to like what's next for like your hairstyles because I always was just switching it up. So that's I feel like my like last season was when I really started to tap into that.
So talk about like the range of like wigs and like nails. Like how do you go about like choosing what hair you're gonna wear for your game and stuff like that?
That's a good question. I feel like it depends. I feel like last year, around when the season started, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I just like I could just go back blonde because that's what I did for my birthday. So I was like, I feel like it's also very easy to change, especially with wigs. And knowing how to like switch out and maintain it is also really important. So I think that's the main thing. But also like when we go on our trips to this year we're going to the Bahamas, so like picking out a hairstyle for that, I'll probably do like braids or like locks or something like protective. So I feel like it depends on the time of year, but also just like knowing like seeing what fits. I have like a list in my phone of notes of like hairstyles I would want to try, like things I haven't tried yet. So I think that as well. But as you see, I have locks now, so I feel like I can wear that out more as the season starts. Yeah.
What are some of the things on that list that you want to try out this upcoming season?
I want to try. I had highlights earlier this year, like a wig that had highlights. So I want to try that again when the season starts. I want to try. I really like the ginger, like it was like reddish ginger I had earlier this year. I want to try that again. I want to try. I want to do braids. Just like regular black braids. I feel like I haven't done that in forever. So I want to, just the classic like braids. I also want to do red braids again. There's a lot of things I want to try. Yeah.
How important is it having a coach like Courtney Banghart to support you through this journey and just be able to have such an inclusive team?
Yeah, every hairstyle that I try, she loves it. She's always supportive of everything. Like whatever I switch it up, she's always like, "Oh, what are you gonna have next time? Do you know what you're gonna do next?" So I think she's really great with that. She's supportive of everything that the players want to do, including myself.
How has NIL kind of been a financial incentive for you to be more expressive on the court?
Yeah, I would say I use like social media and my love for like trying new things when it comes to like what I wear on the court as a way to showcase that to brands that I'm willing to try these new things, whether it's makeup. I work with NYX Cosmetics right now, and whether it's like skincare, working with Laneige has been really fun. So I feel like social media is a huge part of that. Like it does show on the court, but also like putting yourself out there and showing brands that you're willing to try these new things has been really important as well.
How has it been partnering with those brands? Like, have they asked you to be more authentic, or kind of just they have like a certain thing that they want you to do? How's that journey been?
So they have like a structure of things that they want you to do, but they say also be authentic with it, like make it fit within like who you are. So like going here Chapel Hill, like just making it fit within like the school culture, especially like also my personal life, like whether I'm doing something like I did a get ready with me for like a photo shoot that we did, like a lifestyle shoot for the school. So I incorporated like that with my makeup and NYX Cosmetics. So I think that was really fun as well.
You talk about looking good and feeling good on the court. Is that a myth, or is that actually like kind of what you feel on the court?
I feel like that's what I feel. I feel like even like through not even playing basketball, like even day to day, when you like when your hair is done, when your lashes are done, you feel good, everything's done. I feel like you feel good and you perform well. You want to like get up, and I feel like when those things aren't done, I feel like less. Like, I don't really feel like myself sometimes. So I think that even like off the court, it translates. So like when you're on the court and you feel good, and like especially those big games where the cameras are on you, you feel good and you play well. Yeah.
Have there been any challenges that you faced, or you've seen this in the league, both on the college side or professional side, with women expressing themselves?
Definitely. Yeah, I would say professionally, I think recently in the semis, the Sun were playing against the Liberty, and I think Dejanay Carrington has like her nails done usually, and I feel like there's been some like racial discourse around like having your nails done, but I don't think that her nails are like that long. I feel like those things can be a problem, and it does I feel like it does boil down to like racial inequalities, and that's something that I've seen. But also like the lashes thing, like there'll be fans like wearing like big, like trying to imitate like what players do. But I think I've seen a lot of that. Definitely it does there's a negative side to it, but I think that a lot of players, like just from you being yourself, it shouldn't like phase you, and sometimes it does. But yeah, that's something that I have seen. Yeah.
What do you think still needs to change in order for people to be more accepting of women expressing themselves?
I feel like it just comes from being educated, honestly, being able to understand like sometimes it's part of people's culture, sometimes it's how people decide to express themselves. So I think the main thing is like with time people will learn to be more educated about certain things.
Are there any restrictions that you think that players still face in that regard, or do you think that everyone's being more inclusive now?
I feel like there's still some limits to it. I feel like there's some rules where like sometimes players can't wear like nails or lashes, or like sometimes it might be distracting or it might interfere with how you play. But I don't believe that that's true, honestly. Yeah.
So you said at ACC tip-off that you guys have a much different team, bigger team. You have some shooters on the inside. Just talk about what this team has been looking like these past couple of months.
Yeah, I'm really proud of our growth. When we all got here, it was 5 new players, 3 freshmen, 1 came a year early, and 2 transfers. So I feel like those are people that like we bring in people that we need and that we know are going to make an impact. So I think over the past couple of months, you've seen a big change in our offense and how that works. people have developed individually, and that translates to how things have changed on offense. I feel like we have a good outside game and inside game. So having me in the post and having Blanca, Sierra, and Alyssa, but also having Sierra and Alyssa being able to shoot the three will be helpful. There won't be as much doubling this year or even tripling. So I feel like sometimes it got to that point. I feel like that's a reason why I couldn't maneuver as much in the post. So having them being able to shoot the ball really well, it's been working really well in practice. But also just getting after every day. I feel like iron sharpens iron. Our guard play has been so much better. I feel like most of our guards were injured last year, obviously. So that's kind of what caused a lot of our losses. And towards like the end of games, we couldn't really finish out because we were fatigued and we didn't have that many bodies. So having more people this year has been really helpful. Yeah.
And then you have Sierra and Layla back from injury. Talk about what you've seen from them.
Yeah, they've been great in practice. I feel like they learned a lot, even though they weren't playing. But now that they're going to be on the court, it's going to be a different perspective for them. But I feel like they learned a lot over the past year. Layla's a great shooter as well, so having that addition has been really good. Sierra, I feel like she plays kind of like Brianna Stewart. She reminds me of her a lot. So I think she's grown a lot, especially with Alyssa guarding her every day. I feel like it does get tiring, but she's learning a whole lot.
What are you most excited for with this year?
I'm excited for every game, but also like especially the big games, like playing teams that we didn't beat last year. We play UConn, I think our fourth game.
Right.
I'm really looking forward to that over in Greensboro. I feel like a lot of people will show out for us. It'll be a really good game. Going to the Bahamas and playing against good teams over there. But also, I've never been there. Never been out.
Exciting.
Yeah, that'll be really fun. It'll be a good time. So just getting to play those teams, and then ACC play is gonna be really fun, and then making our run to get ready for the tournament. Honestly, yeah.
What aspect of your game have you worked on in the off season?
Yeah, I worked a lot on working outside, like of just being a back to the basket post player, working on my shot, short corner, high post, like being able to work from there, drive, being able to finish through contact, also like just like not fading from the basket when I finish. I feel like that's a lot of where my misses came from. I was a pretty efficient player, but also just being able to play away from the rim, having a face-up game is really important too. So that's been what I've been working on, and then also getting stronger. But yeah.
And then what are you guys just looking forward to just with your team? You have a lot of new people and you have a lot of camaraderie as well. Talk about just the relationship that you have built with your teammates in the off season.
I've definitely had so much fun, like getting to know my teammates more, especially the people I didn't talk to as much last year, but also people that came in. I feel like they came in and they just fit right in. Our team is really close off the court. I feel like that translates to our chemistry on the court. I feel like a lot of people say that, oh, they love their team, but I really do like love my teammates. Like it's great, like hanging out with them every day. Even on off days, we'll go get food together. Like last weekend, we went to this new place called Drift, and we got like brunch there together. We'll go to Chili's, eat, like whatever it is. Like we'll hang out. I feel like that's one of my favorite things about this team. Like we can just spend time with each other, and it won't feel like too much, even though we spend like every day with each other. It never feels like too much. They're like hilarious. I love being around them. So yeah.
And what's your message to Tar Heel fans and anyone watching you and looking forward to just expressing themselves more on the court, just being more confident? What can they see from you?
I would say that just look forward to, all the things that are going to come this year, whether it's like us playing big teams, getting those huge wins. I feel like they can expect to see a different team, a team that's way more gelled and knows each other, that's gelled together, that and they can expect just a lot of positivity, a lot of good things from me, for specifically individually. I feel like I have a lot of goals for myself, and this year I feel like they're going to see a different player. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. That's it for this episode of Beyond the Game, and we'll see you guys next time. Awesome.
All right.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.